Chairman, GHG Khalsa group of institutions, distinguished principal IPSC member of this institution, respected my colleagues from NAAC, dear teachers, students, friends. Good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed a great pleasure for us to be part of the wonderful NAAC exercise, where you and me shall have a beautiful platform to learn each other. Perhaps our sincere thanks are due to the management and the institution for extending a prolific hospitality. All the 3 days maybe, and we really enjoyed your hospitality, which really made us feel at home. You really made us feel at home. So on behalf of our NAAC team, I would like to thank the institution for extending good hospitality to us. I think you are all aware, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council is an autonomous body of UGC, which is established to help the institution to sustain quality in different domains of higher education, different components of higher education, especially teaching, research and extension. Is it really warranted? Perhaps I would like to ask myself, is it really warranted? And you must understand the recent developments in higher education in this part of the subcontinent. But before that, we would really understand the country which is known for higher education. I am always proud of our country, especially the higher education system of our country, because India is a country which introduced university to the world. During 7th century, Taxila University was introduced. Even after a couple of centuries, India introduced Nalanda. Last week I was in Nalanda because I was an acting chairman in Patna of the famous Constituent Arts and Science College, A.N. College. And when you go through the history of universities, people from Asia and other part of the globe came down to India for the pursuance of higher education. Normally I used to tell, even before Columbus discovered America, India discovered university to the world. So India is known for its higher education. But when we go through certain apprehensive statistics, it really worries us. For the matter of fact, I think it gives me impetus to remember one of the publications published in one of the articles which was published in the Hindu, March 19, 2015, couple of years back maybe. It says India had only 2% of the skilled forces, whereas there was a benchmarking with South Asian countries like Korea and Japan. Korea had 83% of skilled forces and Japan had 80% of the skilled forces, as per the statistics published in the Hindu, a very famous daily, especially in South India, even North India. So India is a country which is being glorified with the largest youngsters across the world. 55% of our population are youngsters from the age from 18 to 23. So we have got our own significance, unity in diversity. India is known for social culture. I remember the great sayings of the Western writer Werner Heinsberg. I think teachers of English, you might have heard about Werner Heinsberg. a beautiful quote which I would like to keep informed, which will really motivate you about Punjab. Is a state which is known for safeguarding our country. Because your people contribute in the army and other things. So entire country, entire states across the country have a lot of regards for Punjabians. That's what I was talking about. He says, Werner Hinsberg, in the West we have built a beautiful ship which has all comforts, but it has no compass. In the West we have built a beautiful ship which has all comforts, but it has no compass. The next sentence really attracted me. Men like Tagore and Gandhi found compass. So why can't we put this compass into the ship so that both will realize their purpose? This is a great saying of Werner. A Western writer who has got its place for Indian leaders. For the matter of fact, India is known for social culture. But it is an international observation because Center for World Ranking Universities, even NIR, UGC, M.Ed has got recent development National Institution Ranking Framework. So India is a country which invests a lot of money for promoting quality in higher education. I still remember when I was a registrar, I had an opportunity to meet academics across the globe, my own colleagues, because our university is a very famous university, Bharidasan University. So my colleagues were doing a lot of projects. They used to bring foreign professionals, academics, scientists. And those times, there was no vice chancellor, so I had to take care of the entire university. We have got 150 affiliated institutions. And they were wondering the fellowship offered by this part of the country. Higher education, lot of fellowship. I think there are DSC Inspire Fellowship. So many fellowships are there, where these kind of fellowship are not provided in developed countries like US and UK. So an academic from UK, Bob Granner, was really applauding the fellowship that are being offered by our country. So in that way, we have been growing. But the thing is, run sort of, skilled forces, human resources. That's a very, very important thing that we must really take cognizance. And I am so happy to pronounce the observations that you call some institutions, some colleges, and you call some colleges good institutions or good colleges, and you call some colleges blessed institutions. In that way, G.H.G. Khalsa College of Education is a blessed institution. For the three important criteria, SNAC has got 7 criteria. The 3 important criteria, number 1 is you have prospective, very supportive, proactive management. And you have got wonderful, knowledgeable, dedicated, committed principals, teachers and administrators. And you have got mind-blowing, amazing students. This is our observation. So what not, you got beautiful management, proactive, which is supportive, and working for the good cause, taking education to rural population. When I spoke to your chairman, a couple of minutes at least, I would understand his philosophy. Maybe he would agree with me. That is my observation, his philosophy. Instead of preparing future for the youth, you prepare youth for the future. That is his philosophy. So we have to prepare youth for the future is very important thing. So which plays a vital role? Which component plays a vital role? If I'm happy to say that teacher education plays a vital role. Because there is a famous quote, teacher education is mother of all the professions. So in that way, teacher education has to shoulder a very big responsibility to prepare students for the future. That's very important, because when I listen to Professor M.Ed, a very famous economist in NAAC, he said with authentic report, education, India is education syndrome economy. India is education syndrome economy. UNESCO comes out with an observation from India has to obtain, understand the paradigm shift from state-controlled system to open market economy. So the economy plays a vital role. For the matter of fact, the first Prime Minister of independent India, Jawaharlal Nehru Ji, rightly said, but for quality in education, the economic growth and social transformation would not be feasible to India. So therefore, teacher education has to really play a vital role, because we are preparing young teachers. That is why the former chairman of UGC, Dr. D.S. Sadhar, when he submitted University Commission report to Government of India, the first sentence, very attractive. The destiny of India is being shaped in her classroom. The destiny of India is being shaped in her classroom. So, this college is producing teachers who in turn produce leaders. That is the reason I told you teacher education is the mother of all the professions. And here you see now, we run sort of skilled forces. When you go through the National Employability Report 2015, it says 19% of our graduates are only employable. It is a McKinsey report, very famous report, universally accepted report, came out with the statistics revealing only 19% of our graduates are employable. So remaining 81, for about 80% or 81% are comfortable at home without contributing to the national agenda or national issues. This is the case. Therefore, it is very important, especially for all of us, to take cognizance that whether we can produce human resources who can address the social issues of this country, who can address the national issues of this country. Why? Because you see the South Part, already it is water scarcity economy, water syndrome economy. You go to South Part, North part of Tamil Nadu, they have dug 1,500 feet. Imagine 1,500 feet, but still they could not find things. So therefore now, we students, you students have to find the alternative. That's very, very important. You must become the human resources, and you must think of providing future to this country. You must make this country self-sufficient. That is very important thing. If every student delivers goods in making a hairline difference, that's what I would say if I am not mistaken. If any student, every student or every teacher makes the difference, what type of difference? Hairline difference to address the national issue, I am sure the country will be self-sufficient. So in that way, I am so happy the age-old institution which was established in 1955 has been producing stalwarts. But the reason, we interacted with old students, alumni, we interacted with students, we interacted with parents. Everybody has got love for these institutions. And they are all, alarming us, sir, come on, this is one of the best institutions. When you prepare a report, be careful. Okay. Everybody. So we said, come on, we have minute-to-minute program. Perhaps, your discussion is over. It is very, very difficult to, sea of the parents from the room within a stipulated time because they didn't want to go out of the room. So everybody, even the meeting was over, everybody wanted to offer clues. Everybody wanted to offer clues. Sir, this is it. I became the professor of economics. I became the manager, bank manager. I became these things. Okay. And I am so happy to note, yes, alumni who had his studies during 1960s and retirement. After the retirement, he was touching for about 70 years old, who came down to interact with the members of NAAC. It was a great occasions that we have noticed. Because one of the other institutions we have come across, you member who studied in the inception of the college, okay, came over here. So that shows a very strong love for the institution. Because the institution has given beautiful insights and inputs to him. So, but for the inputs of the institutions, he thought he would have not become what he was. So, in that way, I am so happy to note this. And students, we really cornered them, we were really pleasing them. Why don't you tell us one grey area where the institution has to improve upon? See, in other ways, we have used all our educational psychology. We have become failure. So all the students, we are very comfortable. Why do you want to spot out the grey area? And you have, your students have a lot of love for the teachers. They respect the teachers. They cherish their teacher. They celebrate the teachers' potentials. But I would like to keep the teachers of this institution informed, because that way, the legacy, which is very important. The greatest success is to build a legacy, establish a legacy for the younger ones. That's the greatest success. In that way, these things, okay. And regarding the 7 criteria, I would like to offer my observation on behalf of our NAAC team. The curricular aspects, I think the college follows university curriculum, and most of the members are in Board of Studies. So the Punjab University has got so many institutions, but this institution is identified for the selection of Board of Studies member and academic council member. That should be well appreciated. And evaluation reforms, perhaps you try to do, and you try to adapt the norms followed by the university. But still, as far as my observation is concerned, curriculum is the totality of experiences cutting across the triangulation. Number 1, objective-oriented content, planned learning experience, and outcomes of evaluation. So if it is the case, I want you to, our humble suggestions which I would like to put forth in front of the faculty members and administrators, that the college is expected to make the difference. That's very important, because 62 years old institution is expected to make the difference, and by the time you should have contributed to e-Pathsala, e-Vidwan, so many national initiatives we have, and that way I want you to develop resources for your students, the resources for teacher education in this part of the country. So the curriculum transaction is in your hand. It is not in university hand. University only gives you the syllabus. That is why when I spoke to the principal of Pharmaceutical College and Arts and Science College yesterday, so what is your contribution to tap their teaching potentials? See, because your chairman is trying to build composite institutions. You have got couple of group of institutions where teacher education, then pharmaceutical, nursing college is coming up, and then arts and science colleges. Now teacher education college, you have to take the responsibility on your shoulder to share your potential for tapping their intelligence. Is very, very important. So what is your contribution? 62 years. So in that way you will have to think about it. So the curriculum transaction is in your shoulder, And you have got to develop resources. That is our suggestions regarding the curricular aspect. And the outcomes of the evaluation, what kind of you extend your evaluation. Perhaps you develop a mechanism, your own students are there in a couple of schools. Maybe series of Western countries they do it. Even after B.Ed and M.Ed, when the students are working, perhaps you can periodically assess them from the employers. How our students are doing. What are the lack now? What are the areas our students have to improve upon? So that would help your students to really provide an ice-breaking sessions. So that is our innovative suggestions which we would like to offer. And regarding the teaching, learning and evaluation, because you are seniors, especially Professor Broad is here, a former principal right now register, he has left legacy. The people like him left legacies for you, and you have to now, this is a high time for you to embrace the innovative techniques like ICT enabled practices. You have been doing ICT supported practices, you have been doing ICT enhanced practices, but I call upon teachers to embrace ICT enabled, high profile online technology. Open edX. You use Open edX, you use MOOC, you use Moodle. You touch upon, you benchmark your exercise with Harvard University. That's what I was telling. How Harvard University conduct microteaching. How G.H.G. Khalsa College of Education conducts. When he is able to do it, there is no digital divide right now. Everybody is equal. A student from rural area, I am not for the rural divide also, rural urban divide, no divide. When the technology is leveraged, the divide is lost. So in that way, you think about your, and so still you have been following the stereotyped conduct of micro-teaching and this. So I would like to call upon, why do you think about Stanford, why do you think about Harvard, why do you think about NIA, Singapore, National Institute of Education? Why do you think about NCRT, at least our National Premier Institute? So in that way, you can really think about, you can design lesson plan, you can design micro-teaching conduct so that your students will have global competence. That's very important. I am so happy to make a note, most of the students in this college, because you say they come from the rural area, but they are very, very communicative in English, because I don't know Hindi. I know Hindi only Dhanyavad, Chota, Pada, but still, I was able to communicate with your students, and they are very good at sports and cultural activities, but you see, communicate English. I am so happy about it. My hats off to all the students. Okay? So still you have to improve. And now you are prepared to work across the globe. That is there. So if it is the case, why don't you lift up your practices, benchmarking with the high profile institutions across the globe? That's very important. When your students are able to rise up to your expectations, or expectations of the system, why don't you do that? So very big responsibility. See, being a teacher is not everybody's cup of tea. That is why even after the retirement, you call teacher. You can't say he was a teacher. You can't say he was a teacher. It is a wrong terminology, and the grammar is wrong. He is a teacher. Even if I pass, if I know more, you should call me Ram. This is a teacher, because the teacher has no retirement at all. Because of the age, perhaps you can be at home, but you don't have retirement. So I am so happy that you have chosen your career to be teacher. So am I correct, Arman? Are you all proud? Very good. So in that way, teaching, learning and evaluation, perhaps learner-centric, but there must be a paradigm shift from TCL to LCL. That's very important. Through leveraging right technology, that's very important. Right use of technology. You have got smart board, you have got the beautiful assembly hall. The way of assembly conduct was really we enjoyed. The assembly conduct, there's a take-home values for us. So we are going to propagate, advocate the values of assembly to other institutions. It's a good thing. So very best practice here. And similarly, staff members, adopt non-teaching staff. It's a beautiful concept. That shows, the love for your own fellow colleagues, the dignity of the labor. Okay, so really appreciable. It's good. So in that way, you can think of this learning also to show them all the resources. Let them exhaust all the resources, because they are teachers. Teachers are expected to updated. Yesterday tool cannot be used for today, and today tool cannot be used for tomorrow. Even after a couple of hours, if you ask me to speak, exit meeting, my goods must be different. That's very important. That is the expectation of the system. So in that way, teaching, learning, we are so happy about it, and these changes, I think you'll have to develop inclination. That's the thing. And the third one, research and consultancy. I think most of the faculty members, 2 of your faculty members guiding PhD in Punjab University, and you publish your articles. We are so happy about it. But projects, when IGS, we picked up choral, we picked up choral as an academic choral, it's not, they are our friends. So the things, you have taken up 2 projects, we well appreciate you. Our due appreciations are due to you, but still they are, because you are good at accent research, which is part and parcel of your curriculum. So if it is the case, why don't you have a paradigm shift from action research to applied research? And this is an age-old institution. I am comparing this institution of same age institution across different states. That is the marking I am doing it. So therefore, I call upon the faculty members to be alert to tap the funds from various national and international funding agencies. For example, Melinda Gates, Bill Gates' wife, Melinda Gates Foundation. If you apply, immediately you can prepare resources in Hindi or in Punjabi. They want, rural population, Melinda Gates, you apply, you will get. The only thing is e-resources you have to develop. Melinda Gates Foundation. You can tap lot of resources, multinational company. You can be a part of one of the project partners of Melinda Gates. Why? Because your institution was accredited with the NAAC A grade. In 2009, so you are eligible. So in that way, you can think of browsing, surfing all the resources, exhaust surfing resources. That's very important. Nothing is left out. So that is the thing. And regarding consultancy, I'm so happy. We are so happy to note that you have been extending your consultancy services to nearby schools and other institutions. But think of generating money, because your chairman is so generous. Whatever you ask him to do, immediately he will do it. But still, we have to retire. We have to reciprocate. His interest, we have to reciprocate. How do we reciprocate? Let us generate money in terms of taking projects, consultancies, international collaboration. You generate money. That is how we have to pay respect to him. Because whatever he wanted to do, he does it. That's what most of your teachers told me. So if it is again, you have got to reciprocate. So tap the money, generate money, because you got tremendous potential, sir. All the teachers are very good. They are all good at English and they got tremendous potentials. Even the drama teacher, he really made us enjoy, and all the students, the cultural program, we really enjoyed. So in that way, you see, you generate money out of projects, funding and consultancy, collaboration. You have to do it, because 62-year-old is granting aid college. You are equal to university. I don't know how many of you would agree with me. So you can't just differentiate yourself from the university. So university, you go to any department, only 6 faculty members are there. You have got more than. So in that way, generate money. That is our thing. And regarding the infrastructure, we don't have any suggestions to give you, because you have got wonderful infrastructure. We enjoy your ambience, very neat and tidy. Sometimes we feel very sad to go out of this institution. Tomorrow we have to go home. we are very much attached to these institutions. So in that way, you have good infrastructure, adequate infrastructure, all the labs, you have got learning center, beautiful library, handsome librarian, experienced librarian, very soon. He is a handsome librarian because why is he is the most handsome man maybe in Punjab. Why I say, when one of the famous actors in Tamil Nadu was asked in the forum, who is the most beautiful girl you came under? Because you were acting with so many heroines, beautiful heroines, even Aishwarya Rai. Who is the most beautiful girl? He said, Mother Teresa is the most beautiful girl in the world. I think he needs very good applause from you. You have to give him. There is an actor called Parthivan, is a director in Tamil Nadu, won so many times national awards. He said, Mother Teresa is the most beautiful girl in the world whom I have ever seen. So in that way, I said, it's a librarian, yes. But I requested librarian, really he prevents like pressure. All the old books which are available here may not be available somewhere. I really wanted to corner this librarian. Why don't you give me Coleman? Come on, this is the Coleman. Encyclopedia, come on with this encyclopedia. So I was defeated by you. So thank you. I'm so happy. So you got very good collection of books and you got very good library in the Arts and Science College, because I should not talk about. I am here for College of Education. So infrastructure wise is good, and you have been extending your facilities to the students, all the labs, psychology lab, all the language lab, so everything is good. We are so happy about it. And students support and services. I'm searching for the words to appreciate, because I have never seen students winning medals, especially students of College of Education winning medals and representing university. Hats off to all of them. And cultural fest also you have been winning so many medals. I don't know who is coaching you. So I must really appreciate, you have been doing very well, and you get a lot of supports and alumni, trying to come forward to contribute. Okay. That we have seen. But only request is, I think initiatives have been taken, but alumni association is to be registered. That is part and parcel of NAAC expectations. So it must be registered. Okay, that's very important thing. And frequent alumni, and you can use the expertise of alumni. Sometimes your alumni good, very good, perhaps you can just invite them, make them talk, and you have been doing it, but still, okay, we can just welcome. This is the thing we say. And regarding the governance and leadership, so you have got the ERP, okay, so MIS, so part of MIS you have been using it, and you follow a very good structure. See, I have been to so many NAAC visits. I have never seen, I am not bothering your chairman, because I have never seen chairman sparing his invaluable time yesterday and today, and he wants to participate in the exit meeting also. So that shows the interest of the governance that you have. So the governance and leadership is really good, because MIS also you are adopting it. Perhaps you can encourage students to pay online, because let them develop ICT skills, So if you don't practice them, then how can they apply for net examination for UGC? They have to apply only through online. So you encourage them, perhaps you prepare a demo tutor, e-learning demo tutor, and post it in your website, so that students can have a better touch, okay? They can just see how online fee can be done, how fee can be paid through online. So you prepare a demo, e-tutoring demo, and post it in your website, so that, and lot of e-resources are there, especially IQSC cells. IQSC is very committed cell, and it has been doing, but IQSC must create a separate facilities where you must have PGM tools. You produced all the files. Our sincere thanks and congratulations are due to you. But the thing is still, they are not, properly, filed, and it has taken time for you to get us filed, things like that. You are all very energetic. See, I am just giving you for our improvement. You must take it in the broad sense. So filing, digital file, that's very important. Digitize your file. That's very important because 2 years old we said you got 55. If you don't digitize your document, sometime will be torn. So in that way, you have a PGN pool, separate facilities. I request chairman to appoint a browsing assistant for IQAC cell because the continuous process. Even if you don't come under the purview of NAAC, you have to come under the purview of QCI, Quality Council of India, where as long as the institution exists, IQAC exists, because it is internal quality assurance cell that really takes care of the quality in management, quality in your institution. That's very important. More important than NAAC, I would say, IQAC. So create good facilities, appoint browser as an assistant, in that way you can do it. And another thing which I would like to, especially best practices, you have been extending, the extension activity is very good. You reach the unreached. You go to different villages. You do that. Hats up to you. You have been really doing well. There is no suggestions. And you have established a very good lab. But you establish curriculum lab. That's very important. Establish curriculum lab, which is very important because teacher education college is known for curriculum. Arts and science colleges, sometimes it is not their area of expertise. Or medical college is not the area of expertise. So curriculum lab must be established. And you teachers must prepare, develop OER, that is Open Educational Resources. You have EDX, Open edX. You have, MOOC, the recent development MOOC, massive open online courses. So plenty of things are there you can have, and you develop your e-resources. See, you have to bring the institution into visibility. So you must be in the research camp. You must develop e-resources. You must upload your e-resources. You should help your students to develop e-resources. Put it in the e-resources. So in that way, you develop e-content, e-learning modules. You have a repository of resources. So if you have your visibility, people from Arts and Science College or Pharmacy, they come and witness the repository you have, and you will be the source of inspiration for them. So you should provide maiden experience to them. So in that way you have to do it. And you have your own school, but I don't know, I wonder why you have not thought of establishing a model school. Because any college of education must have model schools in those days. But now you have your own school. Or you take one rural school with the philosophy of our chairman, and you can experiment your recent developments in your teaching with that school, so that the school students will be benefited out of your inputs. So you would be able to sensitize them. You would be able to provide multi-sensory experience to them. So in that way, for the 2 days we had a hectic schedule, but still we had a beautiful, wonderful time. Because I am not a teacher of English, I don't know the vocabulary, but wonderful time we had with your faculty members. And my sincere thanks, especially Dr. Prab, and Dr. Manu, Dr. Jaslin, Dr. Barakat and his friend, they extended they are always with us. They make us feel at home. We are so happy about it, and we are also thank the principal and the chairman, who dined with us, 2 days, and made us eat very well. Made us eat. So your chairman was telling, when you go from Punjab, I should see to that all the three must put on weight. Okay, now you see, I really put on right because it is the certificate given by my wife. Because WhatsApp, I sent my photograph. Okay, that way you have created a very good time for us to celebrate in G.H.G. College of Education. Once again, I remember, the great sayings of Robert Frost, which was there. The woods are dark and lovely, dark and deep. We have miles to go, dark and deep. I have promises to keep. We have miles to go before we sleep. We have miles to go before we sleep. Because every day we are expected to update, so we have got miles to go. My sincere congratulations are due to this institution. Advanced congratulations are due to this institution. And this is the time for us to hand over the PTR, their team report, to the principal. And the report will be opened only after declaration of the results, because you know pretty well, you have already undergone the NAAC visit. So I would love to hand over this peer team report to the principal, and I request principal to get it. Now I request